Hi y'all, my name is Jordan McCormick, and the stress management technique that I chose to do for this project was coloring. Coloring has a very interesting history. For those who did not know, the first coloring book was not published until 1879, and it was illustrated by Kate Greenaway and was called Little Folks Painting Book, because back then it was still painting with paints because the crowns were not available until 1903 when they were first developed. Coloring has always been a really important aspect of my life. I've always loved arts and crafts. So when we were talking about different techniques that could help with stress management, when it dinged in my head that coloring is one thing that helps me relax, I was like, that's perfect. So I have always done coloring on paper or in coloring books like most people. But I had a friend tell me about this app called Happy Color, and I was really interested in it. So I downloaded it on my iPad, and let's go take a look at it. This is Happy Color. Let's see what we can find to color today. I chose the simple dinosaur, and if you notice the colors here at the bottom, that's how many each one has. This one has 40. And simply what you do is you insert the colors where the numbers are. So this one's 1, so I'm insert the color for this one here. And you continue to do that through the whole entire painting. And it still shows I have some left on 1. So I'm going to zoom in and see if I can find the little area where 1 is still missing. Oh, there it is. And then you just continue. Each one has a lot of different colors, but we just finished our painting. And at the very end, it shows you a preview of how you painted it. And then it shows you the beautiful painting you created at the very end. And look, our beautiful dinosaur with his butterflies. This is a really relaxing technique and I love it. I've been using this app for a while now, as you can tell by all my different photos. I'm absolutely obsessed, from simple ones all the way up to advanced. There's so many different options you can choose from. One of my favorites is the Alice in Wonderland. And you watch how detailed it is. This one, I believe, took me about 3 to 4 hours and had from 150 to 200 colors. And if you notice how advanced in each detail is, like, it's showing me the process of how I colored it and how detailed every single aspect of it is. To a lot of people, this isn't relaxing, but for me, I have OCD, so I love small details, and just watching this review video now is even relaxing me. I love to go back and look at my pictures and see which ones I have accomplished. There's so much that could be done in this app. And yes, I love to color in person still, but this app has literally been a lifesaver for me. I mean, just look at this beautiful photo in the end. We're not done yet. Next, we're going to learn about my second favorite stress management technique, and that is meditation. Meditation has a really interesting history, believe it or not. Like, it was first discovered by a Japanese monk who discovered Zen in China in 653, and he introduced the practice as a point of meditation to the Japanese once he returned to the country, and then he opened his very first hall of meditation. A lot of people like to meditate different places, but for me, I like to do it outside. So let's go. Transport activate. Here we are outside. One of my favorite places to meditate is just in my yard. And for meditation, the way I do it, each person has their own, but I'm going to teach y'all my way of doing it. First off, you just need some kind of device that plays music. And you can choose any type of music that you believe is relaxing to you, whether that is jazz, rock, country, any genre that you like. My favorite genre is country. So that's gonna be my choice for today. Okay, I've got it. The song I'm choosing today to listen to is I Didn't Love You by Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood. So I'm gonna put that on play. I'm gonna turn this down. That way I can hear it. I always sit crisscross applesauce because it's always a relaxing position for me. What I first do is I take deep breaths, and as I take these deep breaths, I count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's able to help me clear my mind. Next, I always take my hands and I relax them in the most comfortable position. Today it is going to be on my thighs. And I get into the sense of mind where my mind is going to be completely clear, and all I'm going to hear is the music that's relaxing me. So we're going to do that for about, let's say, 30 seconds and get ourselves a clear mind. Now that my mind is completely cleared, it is all about the deep breaths and centering yourself where you need to be. So that means thinking about, say, a happy place to get you to where you need to be. Then that's what you need to do. Each person has their own way of doing proper meditation. For me, it's just closing my eyes, listening to the music, and becoming a part of it. So I told y'all about my first two stress management techniques that I use, which are coloring and meditation. But I have a third one when it actually comes down to it, if the first two do not work, that I always use. And that is taking walks on my country road. I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm 15 minutes from any town that I live on that I love to walk. And sometimes I'll even take my animals with me. So I can't exactly teach y'all how to walk because most of you should know by now. But I can show you where I love to walk at. Before going to walk though, I always like to put on a very comfortable outfit. I'm already dressed in one today, as you can tell. It's just a nice loose fitted shirt and some nice comfortable pants. And for my choice of shoes, I like wearing Crocs because they are comfortable for me. So let's go look at the road I like to walk. So absolutely no one lives on my road besides me and my father and my grandmother. The rest of my family that used to live on the road has passed away. So until the new neighbors move in, we're the only ones. The road is probably about 2 miles long total. And I always start at my house and I head toward the end of our road. This is my view of what I walk almost every day. If it comes down to it and I really absolutely need it. There is lots of field next to me. We have woods on the other side and just a dirt gravel road. Now, a lot of people don't like walking on these type of roads. I grew up on these roads. This is all I know. I hate walking on a regular sidewalk. It's weird but interesting. But it is what it is. Now, we're gonna walk down to the little bridge down here. and see what's inside. So we've made it to the bridge, and usually there's water down here, but since we are going through somewhat of a very hot summer and somewhat of a drought, there is no water in here at all. Usually it is a good foot or two deep, but since there's so much heat, looks like it is all dried up. So we're gonna head back the other direction. I thank y'all for listening to all my different stress management techniques that work for me, which, as we went over, was coloring, meditation, and walking if it really comes down to it. Now, the sources I used today, the first one is meditation history on news-medical.net, and the second one is the history of coloring by Laura Miller at lauramillerartist.com. The song that was played was I Didn't Love You by Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood. I also post the references in the link. Thank y'all so much.